Non-negotiables.
Non-negotiables, yeah. Every single morning when I wake up, I have a powerful 1 hour and a half workout.
I stay committed to the things I say I'm going to do.
Yeah, we have fun, but then we go back and we're like, okay, now we're going to be extra strict to get back to where we want to be.
If you want to mess up a whole day, cool. Just pick up where you left off, because nobody wants to go back to where they started. We're just naturally workaholics. Naturally. Like, once you build that muscle, it's impossible to get rid of it.
So non-negotiables are also a big part of you being disciplined. Hey guys, welcome to Driven Couples. I'm here with my wonderful co-host, Sylvia. And today we're going to talk about being disciplined. Like, it's pretty obvious that we're disciplined. We take, like, the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. That's I could say that, and then we could end this whole Driven Couples episode, and that's all you have to know about being disciplined.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't let her get fat. She doesn't let herself get fat. I don't let myself get fat, and she doesn't let me get fat. Like, she'll remind me, like, hey, your pants.
I'm like, well, you
tight.
look a little fluffy.
And it's very it's discipline. Like, you guys see us having fun and eating shit and drinking, but yet we don't get fat. To us, like, right now, this is obese, and we have a lot of work to do to get back in shape. But every time we notice we're getting a little bit off, like, we get back into it, right?
We're having too much fun.
So, yeah, we have fun, but then we go back and we're like, okay, now we're going to be extra strict to get back to where we want to be. And it's the same thing with finances. Like, you have to be disciplined. But it all starts, like, how I stay disciplined. I'll give them something very simple, and then you could tell them how you stay disciplined. Because obviously you're pretty disciplined.
Yeah.
Right? Like when you were like getting out of, you were like just going off and falling off the bandwagon.
No.
And then you told me, hey, I'm going to take a year no liquor. You got like super like
he wants me to get like that again.
Like, this is like, I'll leave it like that. You guys get the point. But the way I stay disciplined is I always follow my core values. So my core values, most importantly, is ethics. See, if you're not disciplined with ethics, then every time you're having lunch with your coworker or your partner, you see a hot girl or you see a hot man, you're going to go and approach them, flirt, and then some people are worse than others and they take it to other levels. But if you follow ethics, if I see a hot girl and I'm like, whoa, man, this girl's like Puerto Rican and she's like pretty nice in every department, I'm going to be like, wait, ethics is my core value, so I can, okay, never mind. I'll say like hi and bye. And then also...
Well, you won't say hi and bye, because why would you say hi and bye unless the person was talking to you? Obvio.
I would say hi and like be polite, and then I would say bye. Like, they're not gonna say hi, and I'm not rude either, because that's not ethical.
Yeah, we're not rude.
But also the other thing is, like, if I wake up and I don't feel like working out, I don't feel like going through my finances, I don't feel like working, and then work ethic is my second core value, so I gotta work no matter what. Then what if I wake up and I'm mad because something happened,
Life.
Yeah. Attitude. I still have to show up with the right attitude. I can't be like rude to Jesus or Steph because I'm gonna have a fucked up attitude because I'm hungover, because Syl didn't want to have sex with me in the morning. Because some people like morning.
I like it at night.
Well, guys have morning wood.
Well, in the morning, like, we haven't even brushed our teeth. Like, I don't want to kiss you, girls.
But morning wood. That's one of our problems. So, like, I still have to have the right attitude when I get to work or when I talk to a business partner. Like, I'll get over, like, the incident and I'll be like, okay, attitude. Fourth, loyalty. Like, just because a lot of money's coming in doesn't mean, oh, extra money's coming in, maybe I could skip paying this or paying that or paying this person or giving people their bonuses because it's going to be big bonuses or big commissions. No, I still have to be loyal to my people. That's also kind of ethics, but you have to follow loyalty. Like loyalty, I'm never gonna leave Syl because I'm loyal, unless of course she leaves me. But that's a whole different topic, right?
I wouldn't
Also,
leave you.
like when you don't feel like, let's say somebody courage is and this is real. Like this is how I operate. Like if somebody grabs her ass, even if it's a big guy that's like twice my size, I'm courageous. That's how I got to where I am.
Are you gonna kick his ass?
I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna whack him in the head, and I'm gonna go for the try really hard to land on the chin so he falls down. And then if I miss, then I'm quicker and I'll get a weapon or something, and I'll use whatever I can to beat this person. But I'm courageous. So these are things how I make always my decisions. So I'm never like gonna break. I base my life and I run it based on my core values. So that's why, and then the last and most important one is drive. Like when Michael Jordan has fever and he has the flu and he's still playing the game and they're losing, and then he just continues, he's about to faint. He ends up in the hospital, but he wins the game. He could have died. But to him, more important was winning the game. And what kept him through? The drive. Chavez, when he was getting beat up, he was losing the entire fight. That drive carried him to knock down the other fighter in the last 10 seconds. Kobe, they were down 27 points going into the fourth quarter, or 26, something like that. It's game 7 of the finals. They're about to lose. And what happens? His drive carries him through. And so core values, I always use my core values to make the right decision. So how do you stay disciplined?
So discipline, commitment. There's a lot of different factors that are very important as far as staying committed to your goals far after your motivation is gone, because motivation is temporary. Reaching your goals and staying committed to them is hard because a lot of the times we're humans and we default into our safety zone, or we're like, okay, I don't feel good today. Well, the way I hold myself accountable and stay committed to what I say I'm going to do is exactly that. I stay committed to the things I say I'm going to do. I deal with a lot of people and I meet a lot of people and I know a lot of people, and to me, their life is an easy fix because I'm like, well, you said on Monday that you were going to do this and it's Wednesday and you already went back to doing the things you said you weren't going to do. To me, it makes no sense because at the end of the day, we're our own worst enemy. And we want to blame everybody and blame the world and blame COVID and blame people why this couldn't get done and that couldn't. It's because you're distracted. You're doing things you shouldn't be doing, right? There's time for everything. It's a matter of priorities. Even me lately, like I tell Albert, I don't like running and I don't like working out at home. To me, give me some weights and I'm all in. Running, cardio is not my thing. It never has been. Guess what? Starting this Monday, which was my first, I literally just ran like a crazy person, and I don't like running. I just don't like it. Do I have to do it right now until gyms open back up? Absolutely, I do. Unless I want to get fat, and I don't want to get fat. I just don't. I know myself, and when I feel the most confident and happy is when I look good. Because people always say that, oh, as long as you're happy. I completely agree.
We also have more sex.
Yeah, and I completely agree. If you're 500 pounds and you're happy, good. But if you're not happy, then you have to do something about it, right? And don't blame other people, because I know a lot of people and I try to help everybody. Literally, 1 time, okay. 2 times, okay. There won't be a 3rd time because I have very little patience for BS. Most people are full of it and they lie to themselves. Well, actually, they lie to everybody else because you can't really lie to yourself. But some people are such compulsive liars that they start believing the BS. I know a few people like that, and I'm like, oh my God, does this person not know that they're a certain way? It's crazy. So I hold myself accountable because I want a certain life, and I always do the things I say I'm going to do. And that could be the one thing that you take away today. Stay committed to the things you say you're going to do. Do them. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't get out of it the first chance you get or the first second, because at the end of the day, it's excuses or results. You're either going to get an excuse or you're going to make results happen, because there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And okay, you don't have weights. All right. So can we do some body weights? Can we do bird speeds?
Hey, so
most people aren't willing to do that.
one thing about you though is you do kind of nag a little bit. So like when I never nagged, not once.
You do
I've never
sometimes.
nagged since I was 6 years old. Never. When I was a baby, like Italia, like I would.
He's
nag
been
as a
nagging
kid.
about his scabs. I'm
I-
like,
I
nadie
didn't-
te manda.
I didn't nag about
You
him.
kept saying, oh my God, my scabs, my scabs.
I
they
didn't
hurt.
say that. You're the one that's saying, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did that." I'm like, "It's cool, man.
I told
get
you
over it."
once.
I'm like, "Get over it."
Okay, but keep going.
I'm like, I don't care.
So it's
But-
not that
but-
I
but what I'm
nag.
saying is,
I get frustrated when I
question
can't
for
do
you.
things super
Question
fast.
for you.
Like when
what-
I have to pick up your dirty
Yeah.
clothes because you couldn't, make
we're
them
not
go
talking
an
about
inch
that.
longer.
That's called having help.
Oh, you don't have a maid yet.
I pay a lot of money to have a couple people at the house helping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where I'm going is when you start nagging about like, I'm not gonna work out today because I have to go to the office, or I woke up late, I don't feel good so I don't want to work out, but then you still work out. So that's the impressive part. Like that's what like.
Well, I have to remind
and then
myself.
and I feel like you tell me just to make me mad. No. But then I'm like, I just call you quitter and kind of like make fun
Well,
of
I'm
you for calling
definitely
quitter.
not a quitter.
And then I see you like there, you're working out, and you're hating it, and you have like, you're looking at me like that, but you're working out. So like my question is, like, even though you nag, you always get shit done. So I respect that about you.
Well, it's not that I nag. It's frustrating. A lot of things are frustrating. And right now we're getting situated in a house, which is crazy. It's so much work. And I'm like, literally fired our gardener today because I'm done. Like September 3rd.
He follows us. Yeah? He's watching.
I don't give a shit. September 3rd
Did
was
you
a
already
long.
tell him?
Yeah, a long time ago. Like if I need to tell you what plants I want planted, I don't know what plants they are. Make it look green. That's all I want. Like people are lazy. They don't go the extra mile. Like why is there trash all over my house? Like get the job done. Don't make me be like, hey, what the hell is all this outside of my house? It's frustrating. I have so many things to do. Like the last thing I want to do is learn how to landscape, please. And this guy too, I'm like, Albert, just handle it, please. Like, please. And it's not nagging. It's that I have so many things to do.
Oh no, you nag a lot.
So many people to talk to.
I mean, she's not perfect. Neither am I. But like one of her things she needs to work on is the nagging thing. That guy never nags.
Maybe you can help me more, and then I won't nag so much. If you consider that nagging.
If you consider me helping, is me filling out broker packages, like 50 papers.
Okay, we're not gonna talk about that because I literally will
like,
throw you on the spot so bad right now.
What's your name? Okay, what's your
Wow.
ID? Okay, what's your address? Like I think I have better use than that.
Everybody does.
If
but if there isn't somebody handling it, you have to handle it.
We have somebody to handle it.
So, guys, see, this is a perfect example of getting the job done, even if it's not your job.
If I'm showering and she wants me to like wipe the glass
yes,
after I'm done showering,
clean up after yourself.
I'm not gonna do that. If I'm running and I have my fucking calzones there, I'm not gonna pick them up. I'm gonna run where the money's at.
So we're looking for a good housekeeper that can be here every day because I'm not a maid.
Guys, you have to value your time. Like if your girl, the guys watching this, if your girl is bossing you around or being a bully and telling you have to pick up your calzones, you have to wipe the shower when you're done, you have to like
I hate sharing a bathroom with them. It's horrible.
You have to fill
it's
paperwork when at least you're a millionaire. You're gonna be I'm not doing that. Hire some help. Get somebody. Get an assistant. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go where the money's at. So guys, go where the money's at. And if your girl is trying to bully you and making you do things that you could hire somebody, pay $12 an hour, $15 an hour, even $20 an hour for them to help you with that, and you could go focus and make another million. Go make another million. So don't listen to her.
Which I agree with him, but as I always say, even if it's not your job, somebody has to do it until we have the person that it becomes their job. And I'm the perfect example. I'll sweep floors. I'll do whatever I have to do. See, this guy would rather have a disaster everywhere. I'm not like that. Like I literally, when things aren't clean, I just get frustrated because I'm a super clean person. He is the opposite. Like there's things everywhere, bottles of water. Like put it in the trash.
Because I'm focused.
Put it in the trash.
I'm focused on the big picture. I'm focused on things.
Anyway, I guess it's just a guy thing. I'm sure my ladies can relate to this because I guess it's like a big thing that men are just messy. And it's just like, oh my gosh. Like I'm sure there's a couple that aren't. And I get it, babe. I get the money making it. I totally get it. That doesn't mean leave your crap everywhere.
Look, if your girl is bullying you around and she
I'm
wants
not
you
bullying
and she
you.
wants you to clean the pool. And
Of course not.
She wants
I don't
you
even know
mow
how to
the
clean
lawn.
a pool.
She wants you to like wash your car, wash your clothes, wash the dishes.
No.
And I'm saying
Rinse
you
your
got
dish.
to a
That's
level
it.
where you're making let's even say you're making $500,000. You shouldn't be doing those things.
Agreed.
You shouldn't be cleaning the toilet. You shouldn't be cleaning the shower. You shouldn't be picking up your calzones. You just get to work and go from $500,000 to $1 million. Go from $1 million to $2 million and tell your wife, hire whoever you want.
So I disagree with not picking up your underwear.
Okay,
that's just being a slob.
Part is an add-on.
So that's just being a slob because it takes one extra second to just be like, oh, hamper, floor. Hamper floor, like
and I'm
hamper.
And I'm exaggerating.
God,
I'm not. I mean, the calzones part, I do put them away. That I do because I think that's clean or being
just
a dirty.
It's simple.
But,
it's so simple.
But cleaning the glass in the shower thing, like I'm gonna shower right. So she cleans it when she knows that I'm gonna shower after.
I literally gave up on that already. I'm over it. Are we saying bye to Instagram?
But so Instagram. I have like a list here of a few topics that I'm gonna talk about.
Habits. That's how you stay disciplined.
You guys text in that number, and then we'll send you the link.
Antes de que I cracked this on your.
But having said that, guys, I'm a pretty real guy.
Yes.
And then I get comments sometimes from Syl's fans, from her family members.
To be nice to me.
From some of it, even
I don't need
some
him
of her
to be
family
nice
members,
to me.
and
I
they're
don't
like,
really care.
oh my God, Albert should be nicer to you. I don't like Albert. He's so rude on driven couples. I'm like, you still watching though?
No.
But however, routines in the morning. If you want to stay disciplined, your routine in the morning. That's my number one tip.
Non-negotiables.
Yeah. Every single morning, when I wake up, I have a powerful 1 hour and a half workout. I have a powerful 5-hour self-improvement session. So when somebody asked me today, I don't think I have answered it yet. Can I listen to my audiobook when I work out? Of course you can. That's how I squeeze in 5 hours of self-improvement. I'm doing self-improvement when I'm showering, when I'm taking a dump, when I'm lifting weights, when I'm doing cardio, and when I'm brushing my teeth. So that when I'm driving. So all of that adds up to 5 hours of self-improvement. Like you don't have to concentrate to drive. I think when you get good, I mean, some people are better than others at driving, but when you learn the basics, you could drive and listen to some audio. You're gonna get some information. When you're showering, I think most people know how to shower on autopilot, so you could listen to some audio. When you're running, when you're lifting weights, of course, it depends on some people might not be able to do it, but simple things like that you could. Obviously, you don't want to read a book or text somebody and then talk to somebody at the same time because you can't communicate talking, and you guys get that point. But in the morning, when I work out, when I do my self-improvement, and when I check my finances keep growing. And when I have those three things, it makes me so much powerful the rest of the day. It's easier to eat healthy. Why? Because when you work out, you don't want to mess it up. You want to eat healthy because you worked out and you know how hard it is to work out. So you want to keep it up. But if you don't work out, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go right into my Peroni beer.
Yeah.
And then when I drink those Peroni beer, and I'm like my friend Patrick David says, the best time to drink a beer is on an empty stomach.
He does say that.
So like on an empty stomach, you have a beer and it hits you good. And by the way, I was on your phone. Why do you have so many naked girls on it?
I do?
This girl with the big butt and then you have this.
I don't know, they follow me.
No, you follow them.
Let me see.
Because I'm looking at their stories.
Let me look at her butt.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Oh, I like her. She's gorge.
Well, yeah, I know
She's
that.
Brazilian.
Yeah. So when you work out, it's easier to eat healthier because you don't want to mess it up, right, Syl?
Yeah.
When you do self-improvement, it's easier for you to come up with content, ideas, and things like that. So the morning routine is a must because if you do your morning routine, you're gonna have a powerful day. Whenever I don't have my morning routine, I don't have a powerful day. I have a lazy day, and one beer leads to pizza, and then it leads to like.
His typing is distracting me, Jesus.
What?
I said his typing is distracting me.
My what?
His typing.
Oh, he's taking notes.
I know, but it's distracting me. I'm all listening to it.
See, and that's why you have to stay focused.
Yeah, so can I talk about that?
Yeah.
I literally can hear through walls. It is the weirdest thing ever. Like, I'm in everything, and he gets mad at me, but that's the way that I operate, and it's just crazy sometimes. I drive myself crazy sometimes, and it's not that I'm nagging. I want to clear that up. Seriously, like, Albert, you're sometimes so difficult. Like, you're probably one of the hardest persons, not only to share a bathroom with, because at 10K you had your own bathroom.
We have more bathrooms right here too.
Sí, pero aquí.
But you like to shower in mine.
That's my bathroom. Anyway, because he doesn't clean up after himself, so I'm like cleaning everything and I'm like speeding out and I'm like trying to get out. But anyway.
Well, I mean, on the bright side, like you like cleaning the bathroom, you start cleaning it all naked. I'll just swipe in and you keep cleaning.
I'm just tidying up. I forgot what I was gonna say. You made me get distracted. Keep going.
We're talking about how to stay disciplined. Do you want to take? Should we take a question?
Stay committed to your goals.
Huh?
So, the hardest
unmute?
time that I find that people kind of look for the excuses is like right now, everybody keeps telling me COVID weight. I'm like, no, that's not COVID weight. COVID weight doesn't make you eat tortilla chips instead of making yourself a healthy dinner. It's just an excuse. And I know people drink a lot more right now. It's crazy. And maybe it's a way of feeling better, but you also have to understand that, for example, right now, the life you have right now is a result of your previous 2, 3, 5 years, because nothing happens overnight. And most people just quit right away. The first sign of like resistance, it's like, oh, I'll start again Monday. Because you want to get wasted all weekend and eat like crap all weekend and literally throw away all the hard work for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And life, we have no control over what happens. People are going to die. People are going to get sick. You're going to break up with somebody. Your attitude and your knowingness and your mindset is going to control the way you react to it. And it's okay to be mourn for 1, 2, 3. It depends, right? It's different scenarios, but most people will take that as an excuse to be horrible for a whole month. And you just have to understand that it's part of life, and life is not always fair. It's not, but that's just life. What are you going to do? Like, go hide? You know, just like in our industry, so many people are like hiding. I'm like, no, you need to work harder, because like, what are you hiding for? Who's going to pay your rent? Like, who's going to pay your overhead? And you have to understand that life is life. You know, you have to work. You have to keep going and moving forward. And I feel like in California, because it's an option to just kind of hide away and it's okay. Like, yes, it's okay, but for how long is it okay? You know, when are you going to continue your goals and dreams? And like, for example, us, it's been like 12 years of nonstop. The way we are now, on another level, it's always been like this. Now it's just more things thrown into the mix. You know, like what he says, nagging, it's not nagging. Like literally, I have to now wait till 8:30 because obviously we don't have a nanny, looking for a new nanny. To him, it's just him. To
Even
me,
when
it's
we
like,
had a nanny, you still weren't up by
to me,
7.
it's like Berlin. Well, we get up out of bed and ready to go. It's a whole process, Albert, with kids. You know, I don't just get up and come to my laptop and do self-improvement for 3 hours. I can't. I wish I could. And even if I could, I'm a mom. We have different roles, right? That's important to identify. But just remember, guys, it takes everything you have, like everything, you know? Like to me, I'm like, how can you leave half of the trash from the work that you did this weekend in my front lawn? That is laziness, and it's unacceptable, and it's BS, because you can't just do that to people.
I mean,
it's weird.
I gave you the answer to that.
Laziness. People try to do the bare minimum.
You get what you pay for, and sometimes people hire somebody because they're going to be cheaper, and
that's not the case in this case.
It ends up costing you way more money.
I agree.
And that's why it's always the best to hire somebody that's referred to you.
It depends when somebody's referred.
I don't talk to dumb people. So like when somebody that you trust, the source of your advice, when somebody that it has a high level of credibility and they refer you something, it means a lot. Obviously, you're not gonna take a referral from a person that is not.
Well, like we've done in the past. I mean, as you grow, again, it's levels.
So Roman,
better friends, better information.
He referred us people, bam, 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 bam. And they get it done like that. They're referred, so they're not trying to rip us off. They don't overcharge us 3 times what it's really worth. They give us a great deal, and they get things done like that. It's because for the Halloween party, we're building like a badass outdoor bar, outdoor indoor bar. We're putting in 2 more TVs. We're getting like pool table. We're redoing the kitchen here. It's gonna be an amazing Halloween party, but that's a different thing. But we have a question. So let's go on the first question, and then if you could give us some water, por favor.
We have the first question from Anthony Corona.
Where is he?
Anthony, where you at?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm here at work. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Cool. So my question is for both of you, when you guys like find yourself on the verge of breaking and you've been on this like, excellent track, how do you guys refocus and stay in the game?
I can answer that, or you go ahead. You answer it.
Sharing this caring.
You mean on the verges of breaking as far as overworking yourself and going crazy for a long period of time? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like you're on track, but then you're kind of stressed out, or like if it comes to working out and you're like, man, I really want to eat that cookie or whatever, and you're like, I mean, it's just I can go off track for a little bit.
Replacements. So replacements, and it should never be for a little bit, because what's a little bit? If you want to mess up a whole day, cool. Just pick up where you left off, because nobody wants to go back to where they started. Because when you started, you wanted to be where you are now, which if you take a little bit of time off, like what's a little bit? Is it a week? See, to me, we've never done that. I'm telling you, before we used to party like crazy, and we would get really hungover the next day.
Out, we still work.
Well, you get up the next day and you pick up where you left off, because nobody made you do that. That was your choice. You decided to go out and get hammered, even though you knew everything you had lined up for the next day. And that's the biggest problem I see. People let themselves off the hook so damn easy. It's like, oh, whatever. I'll just half-ass my job all day at work tomorrow, and whatever. I'm going to get paid anyway. And that's the wrong mindset. Because whatever you do, you should give it everything you have. And it's okay to go wine tasting Saturday and Sunday if you want to. But, make sure you're prepared on Monday to give it everything you have. And make sure you're not like, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. That's how people end up with lives they don't want. Because you create a habit of just being like, whatever. And you're just so passive on your life and your job and the people counting on you. And I know a lot of people like that, and it makes me sad, because I've always shown up and I always get it done no matter what. Even if I don't feel like it, which is rarely ever. I mean, there are times like lately, it's just like so many growing pains, because we're just growing so fast that I'm like, shit, who am I going to hire to do that? And the last thing I want is to remind people of their job. That drives me crazy. I'm like, if I have this many other things to think about and I have to remind you to do this one little thing that you forget every week, it's frustrating. And it's like, then I don't need you, because the people that I need are the people that I know are going to get the job done no matter what. And it's really hard to find people like that. It's very hard. We have a lot of good people in the company right now, but even, some of our agents, I'm like, dude, you said you were going to do this, this, and that. And I'll remind you twice. That's it. I'm not going to remind you a third time. It's your life. If you don't care, I don't care. Like, I'm not going to try and save you. Nobody can save you until you are committed, because most people are just interested. They're interested in the great life and freedom and blah, 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 but they don't realize what it takes to get there. And it's everything you have. I always say this, and it's the same stuff over and over, but people just, they retract into the excuses. And I have family like that. Like, I'm just like, I feel so bad for them, because I'm like, if you could just force yourself to do X, Y, and Z, your life would be so much better, because you know what? You're healthy, you're young, you're good looking. There are people that don't have all those qualities, and they still make things happen, because it doesn't matter. Like, you have to go all in. Like, and I get frustrated sometimes with people. I'm like, oh, nope, you already asked me that like 3 times, goodbye. Like, I'm done. I'm not going to do it for you, and I'm not going to keep reminding you. That's your job, not mine. Your job. And the minute you hold yourself accountable for your life, your future, that's when everything starts to change. I literally, like, I swear, before Uber, Lyft, and all that stuff, I couldn't afford a taxi. I crashed my car. I had a commitment with my investor that gave me a listing that I told him I would be there from this day to this day, from this time to this time. Guess what I did? Got my signs in my hand, got on a bus, rode into downtown LA because I had already committed. And most people are like, oh, well, I can't because this. I can't because of that. And I'm like, that is such a bullshit excuse, man. And you'll never be successful like that. Because people that are successful, they do whatever it takes. And sometimes we don't feel like it. I'm not going to lie. There are days when I wake up and I'm like, fuck. Like, here we go again. But I just keep going and I keep going and I keep going. And we keep going and going and going and going. And then we get somewhere and we're like, oh, shit. You know, like, we went to buy a mattress. What was it, yesterday? Was that yesterday? It's so funny. I'm telling Albert, I'm like, fuck, babe, do you remember being here? We used to live in a 1-bedroom apartment before any kids. We literally had champagne and coffee cups, and we went to go shopping for a mattress. And I remember that mattress was like $800. Se me hizo tanto. Like, I was like, damn, that's a lot of money for a mattress. But it was like way back when, right? Our first bed we bought together, whatever. And it's funny because fast forward till yesterday, like the mattress was like $5,000 or like, how much was it?
4,800.
4,800 for whatever. We bought 2 pillows and a mattress, literally. That's what it cost. And it was like nothing. And that's how you know you're growing in life. If you're still at the grocery store and you're like,
both babies.
And we had both babies, so we're laying on the mattress. I'm like, hold her, because I can't. You know, you test the mattresses, and it's just, again, getting the job done, and you just keep going and going and going and going.
Discipline got us where we are today.
Yeah.
And like, first of all, nobody has ever died from work. So when people tell you, you're working too hard, like punch those people in the face.
Don't do that.
Even if it's your wife or your parents. Like, that's bullshit. Nobody dies from work.
No.
And when you feel overwhelmed working, that you have so much going on, what I do is I add another thing. So like it's too much. I'm like, Steph, book me more shit. I'm like, Syl, we're gonna go on this other trip. We're gonna go do this collaboration. We're gonna another event. So whenever they tell me we have so much going on, I'm like, okay, we're gonna add more things, because it's just bored, and when people get bored, they think it's too much going on. So I add more things. And when my parents or people tell me you're working too hard,
yeah,
be careful. You might get a heart attack. You might get sick. You might get COVID. I'm like, nope. Like, I nobody has died from work. And then about like nutrition or cheating, that kind of stuff, I just follow 80-20.
Yes.
Because I found out that, like, also too many restrictions. Like, you can't take a day off. You can't have sex. You can't have a drink. You can't have a cheat meal. You have to like not sleep, and it's like and for so many days, like, I feel like people feel miserable.
Yeah.
Like yeah, they get in better shape. Yeah, they look pretty pumped up, but like, I see them sometimes, they take pictures of their progress, 20 days in, 40 days in, 60 days in, and I just kind of see them like kind of like unhappy and they don't. It's not a great feeling. So I'm like, dude, what if my dad's really old and he's about to die or something like that, and I'm going through this extreme routine where I can't do anything, and my dad wants to go have pizza, and I tell him, oh, sorry, Dad, I can't go have pizza because I'm
you can go, you just can't have it.
And so I would regret that. I don't want to do that. Or what if a billionaire tells me, Albert, let's go have a drink? I'm like, I can't have a drink because I'm going through this thing. So that's why I created this driven challenge that yesterday I was just typing it up, and I'm like, okay, well,
I keep getting messages.
When I go so extreme, like I went 30 days, like super healthy,
yeah,
and really extreme, and I really kind of hated my life like every other day. And so I figured, okay, well, how can I be like maybe 6 days super healthy, super strict, but then have like, I'll go out and have a pizza and a beer, or and mix it up a little bit so that it's not every day that I feel like that. So I started doing that, and then I started writing, and I said, okay, well, I said, let's have one drink a week, and that's okay. And then one cheat meal a week. And I said, wait, that's kind of, what about one or two, one or two cheat meals a week, or one or two when you have drinks? And I'm not talking about getting fucked up 2 times a week. I'm talking about
enjoying wine.
What
with
if you
your
want to have a
food.
nice meal in the night and enjoy a nice few couple of glasses of wine with your wife, like that? But moderation, like I'm not saying get fucked up 2 times a week. And then I said, well,
Unless you really need to.
we'll work out. No off days, because I don't think working out is that hard.
It's not.
So that's why.
Well,
I
it kind
came
of
up-
is at home. It sucks.
and I came up with this plan, and then a lot of people are excited to be part of it. And then I did it for the company. So I put for people that are part of the companies, of our companies, and then everybody from Instagram is applying. And even Facebook, some people put it like, oh, I'm in. So now we have like hundreds of people already in. So now I'm like, okay, so now we're going to find a way to make it for our Instagram people. too.
Modifications also help a lot. Me, I don't like cooking, but I happen to be great at it. And I'm not just tooting my own horn. And I'm good at being like, okay, well, what if we do this? Like last night, the food that I made you was good, right? And it's healthy. That'll be in our Driven Academy. Substitutions, because remember, at
Use
the
this
end of...
machine though.
Well, somebody gave us an air fryer. I've never used it. It's amazing. It's so amazing. And I don't like cleaning. That's why I don't like cooking. Like, I always clean as I cook. I'm like cleaning. It just becomes like a hassle. But, do substitutions. Say, okay, if I really want to eat this, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. So what you were saying, just to reiterate, it's like stay focused, allow yourself that space to not be miserable, because if you're too strict, too laser focused, it could actually be detrimental.
Yeah, and we're gonna tweak our driven challenge. This is the first round, and then I'm gonna tweak it and just because I want to show by results. So like when the day comes, I want to show people how, hey, I was able to have these cheat meals, I was able to have these drinks with these people, I was able to travel, but I still kept consistent workouts.
Yeah.
And I followed an 80-20, 85-15 plan. And look, I'm shredded. And then people are going to be like, oh, shit. So you could do it all and be happy. Because I used to have, and sometimes I bring it back, but right now I kind of like put it, I'm taking a breather from it. But my Sundays, you want to tell them what I did Sundays? So I would go 6 days super healthy. And then Sunday would be I would still do my morning routine, which is I would skip the workout, but I would do my self-improvement and my finances. But I would start my day, and sometimes I wake up at 3 a.m. I would start my day with drinking Peronis.
On an
beer.
empty stomach.
Yeah,
like
but that's the
Patrick
best.
said.
Patrick says the best time to drink. but tell him how my day went.
But that made him happy, and he's always still working. We're just naturally workaholics. Naturally. Like, once you build that muscle, it's impossible to get rid of it. No matter how much money you make, how rich you are, there's no way that you'll be able to lay on your butt all day on the couch. There's no way. Impossible. But like Albert, he would get up, have his beer. Well, he would go with Italia to wherever. Pavilions, get us flowers. And I love sleeping. So if I can sleep in without any interruptions till like 7, I'm happy.
I will look forward to the next day. I couldn't wait for my 6-pack of Peroni beer on an empty stomach.
And then he just calls all of our people. Like, he still works. But like, it's his like release of everything that we always have going on. And if you, like, I can't imagine, because we're nowhere near where we want to be, what it takes to be a billionaire, honestly. Because sometimes, obviously, having the right employees, the right people that work for you, that work with you, because people that are not, that don't care or not, they don't take pride in what they do, they make everybody's life harder, because the little mistakes create delays for everybody else. It's like extra things to fix because somebody couldn't pay attention to what they were doing, basically.
But that splurge day
recharges you.
Yeah, it recharges you, and then you feel guilty at the end. Then you're like, oh shit, I shouldn't have had 6 Peroni beers. I should have had 5.
Not me. I don't care. Everything I do, I don't regret it.
I ate so much, and then the next day you kind of feel guilty because you skipped the workout and you ate a bunch of shit, and you're like, okay, I enjoyed it, and it wasn't that amazing, but it felt good. Now I'm gonna go back another 6 days of working out and being strict and eating healthy, and then all that balances out, and you still have your 6-pack. You still feel good. You look good. and it's, to me, I love it. Like I might even bring that back to our driven challenge.
Also, if you like cookies, because I heard you say cookies. See, I don't care for cookies, but if you like cookies, there's Quest cookies. And it's a way better alternative, you know, and don't completely deprive yourself. That's how people just break, because it has to be a lifestyle. For us, it's a lifestyle. We might get a little fluffy or a little bloated, but like it can go away in a week.
I think it's good too because it'll avoid like, say if you're so strict, your body gets used to that, and then you introduce sugar or carbs, you'll bounce back. So I think that's a good idea to like not completely take it out, but
stay active and stay committed. If you
Watch,
say I'm going to
driven
work
challenge
out
is
4
gonna be,
days,
like,
work out 4 days. Don't
best.
work out 3 and when you said 4. So just say 3 and do that for a month every week, and then go to 4 and then go to 5. And then again, it becomes a lifestyle, not something you absolutely have to do. That's it.
And it becomes a routine.
It's pretty easy. Yeah, it's a routine. Still, I haven't found my routine since I had my first kid. I just kind of go with the punches every single day. Literally.
Steph.
Next question from Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Jeff.
Where's Jeff?
All right, I'm muted. What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey,
What's up,
Jeff?
So what's up is and it's a good thing we're talking about discipline. I am going through all my tax write-offs right now for the whole past year, 2019, on the day of. This is very not very fun. I have you guys on in the background. Someone told me, hey, keep your books every month, go over them. I was like, yeah. And I didn't. And I'm suffering it now. Either I'm going to pay someone. So I want to ask you, Albert, before you got, because I'm a young Albert right now, which, by the way, anything I can do to help you guys become a billionaire, I'm going to do. I already made the decision up, too. So, I'm going to get Alpha. I finished Alpha Says this course. He's not even done with it yet. So I got to pause that one and get in Driven Academy, because I have one course I do. But anyway, back at this. When did you start tracking your taxes, like in the discipline? I mean, I look at my money daily, but write-offs. Did you keep your books every month, and did you do it yourself, or did you hire someone right away? Like, I'm in this point. I work with JD Frost now. They're great. I love them. But how did you do that when you were starting to be an entrepreneur and everything?
Well, when you
Excel.
start, you do it by yourself, and you have a few agents. You might not even have employees, but let's just say you have maybe one employee and you have like 2 agents that you pay 1099 to. It's very simple. Like Excel, you could track all that really nicely. You use TurboTax. You could create your 1099s there, and you give them to your people. Very basic stuff. Or you could get a CPA or a tax person that knows taxes, and they could do it for you. And it's basic stuff. But then what happens when you start getting 10 agents and 3 employees? You could still do it, but now it's like, man, now it's taking away time from me producing. And then what happens when you get 100 agents and 10 employees, or then 20 employees and 200 agents? You can't do it at all. So that's part of the growing pains that we experience. So it grows, and then you're like, whoa, and you start getting so stressed out, and you're like, what am I gonna do? And then you focus on growing. So you focus on top dollar on your gross income. You want to keep your gross income growing. And like, let's say if you're a bit behind with your taxes, but your gross income has just skyrocketed, you're in the right position. You're on your way, because now you have money to pay somebody that's top notch. Hey, here's 10 grand to fix my shit, 20 grand to fix my shit. I pay now 100 grand for a year for my tax expert to do my taxes, because they have to save me money because I make too much money. So and now I'm talking to the number 1 tax guy in the U.S. and you can look him up. His name is Mark. So I'm reaching out to him, Mark Kohler. So look him up on YouTube. He has like 100K subscribers. Watch his channel and study him. So that's who I'm studying right now. One of the persons that I'm studying, Mark Kohler, I already talked to him about scheduling him to be at our boot camp. So we're going over that, but I'm also more interested in learning all his knowledge about taxes. Because, for example, Donald Trump, that guy makes a ton of money, and he paid I think $700 and something in taxes.
It's crazy.
And he makes billions. And the way to this is the level where I'm looking at. So when she says she can't imagine billionaire, like it's easy peasy. I'm already.
I'm talking
tasting
about
it.
the work ethic.
So it's nowhere not more than what we're doing today, or not more than what I'm doing right now. It might be even less. It's just you just grow, and you do get better people. But like Donald Trump, it's very easy. When you start making money, you start buying real estate, and you let that real estate appreciate. Then you start writing off like your income with depreciation of your apartments or of your hotels or whatever real estate you're investing in. You could go buy properties for 40 grand in another state and put 4 grand down, 10 grand down, and then those properties are going to give you a high return on your money, and then you could also use the depreciation. So Donald Trump does that. And then when your assets grow, like Trump is just hammering. Those assets grow and they appreciate. Then you borrow money from those assets after they go up double or triple in 5-10 years, and now you get millions of dollars that you borrow. You don't pay taxes on borrowed money. So you borrow that money and you don't pay any taxes, because then once they go up in value, you could decide, should I sell it and 1031 exchange? Because if you sell it, you pay taxes. If you 1031 exchange, you defer the taxes. So you're always looking to defer, and then to borrow money. Borrowing money is the best thing. Like, never get rid of your assets, especially real estate if it's going up. But those are the games that now we're playing in. Like, how do we avoid, after making millions and millions of dollars, like not pay taxes? And it's another game. And then S corps, C corps, LLCs. Should you have your apartments under an LLC or an S corp? So all of those things, you start playing around with it. And what I know for a fact, that what you're making, you shouldn't be paying taxes. If Trump makes billions and he doesn't pay taxes, there are a lot of ways to defer taxes, because you have to pay them, but you'll pay them when you're not here anymore.
Right, and you're 100% right. They said I could actually pay, because I do work. I'm a workaholic like you guys. I do work wherever I am. They said I could write off everything where I'm really paying nothing, but I want to show enough so that way if I want to buy another 4 unit in 2 years, because I'm all 1099, and I also paid 2 other people 1099. So this is my first year, just like how you said, Albert. I've been listening to you. I took my 4 unit, I learned everything, I fixed toilets, I did it all for a whole year. Now I hired a property manager. Same thing with my taxes. I'm getting into it. I'm looking through all my ClickFunnels that I spent. Now I have a funnel team, right? I'm writing it all off. I'm going to figure it out. And then what I'm going to do is then I'll hire someone to do my books. So you're just watching me in the journey right now, man. I just thank you so much for the advice and everything you guys do. So you got to let me know when that Driven Boot Camp is, because I love business boot camps, and I got to bring some of my funnel team and everybody to it.
And see, boot camps are not for motivation. It's strictly business, entrepreneurship, sales, marketing, training.
Yeah. That's what I want to bring my team there. So I want to bring Osvaldo. I'm going to give him a shout out. He's a Mexican dude in Mexico City. He actually just got a job doing real estate leads. Awesome dude, great funnel builder. I want to bring him, and I want to bring Nathan, who's my PR guy too.
Awesome.
Nice.
For some reason, I almost apologize for not being Latina, because I connect with all these Latinas and they're all part of my team. So, but hey, what is it? We'll figure it out. But that's what I want to do. I was going to bring him to the upcoming virtual boot camp with Grant and everything, but I just feel like this one might be good. You'll do it in person, right? The boot camp?
Yeah.
We do everything in person.
My man.
I don't do porn. We do it in person.
Oh God.
Hey Jeff, but one thing.
My taxes, so.
Yeah. So one thing, like the answer to your question though is upgrade your CPA or your tax person. Like now, maybe if you're paying somebody $1,000 a year, get somebody where you could pay 10 grand for the year, or even 20,000 for the year, and they'll come in and they'll clean it up for you, and they'll go back into they'll go into your bank account, your online banking. They'll check all this, check what came in, what went out. Why'd you do this, Jeff? You shouldn't do it this way. And they'll clean it up for you. Go through QuickBooks or whatever you use, and they'll catch you up. And remember that the IRS, the state, especially California, they're really aggressive. So as long as you pay the state, The IRS, you
Connecticut's
could
the
always,
same
you could,
way.
yeah,
It's just
IRS,
about the weather.
yeah, California weather is good, but the IRS, you could always make monthly payments. So if you owe $1 million to the IRS, monthly payments. These billionaires, they owe probably a lot of money to the IRS, but they have payments, they're deferring it. So the tax loopholes, there is a lot. And that's capitalism. That's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. You gotta know like how to be an entrepreneur, how to run your all that stuff, the financials, all that stuff. So I would pay an expert. You focus on making money and your top line, and let the expert pay him their 20 grand and let them clean it up for you. You're caught up, and then you learn. As long as you're learning, making mistakes, you're doing good.
Right, yeah, 100%. I think me and you have this. Once you realize you're an entrepreneur and you realize you can just go out and make money, you don't really have a fear about it. You just know, hey, I just got to go make money, and then you do it, and just so I kind of have that. So I'm gonna get back to work, but thank you for your advice. I took notes, 1031 exchange, and I'm gonna upgrade.
Awesome, brother. And everybody that's watching this, go study and follow Mark Kohler on YouTube. He has 100,000 followers. Mark Kohler. Yeah, with a Kohler. We'll put it on the body. We got one more. You want to talk about something?
Yeah, guys, when you think about quitting, remember why you started. That's one thing I remind myself. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to gain those 5 pounds I just lost, right? Because it's easy. It's so easy to just be like, whatever. It's so easy to be comfortable. It's so damn easy. And it's so easy to be like, nope, I was going to eat healthy all week. Oh, but look at chips. Oh, but look at this. Oh, but look at this vending machine I have to see every day at work. And it tests your self-control. And instant gratification always wins. A lot of the times you have to have a lot of discipline to say, nope, I said I wasn't going to do that. And I'm not. Because most people, again, they retract. And one day you wake up and you're 60 and you're like, what the hell happened? It was all your excuses. It was all your own bullshit. It's that simple.
And also, Syl, and everybody, you got to know your weaknesses. Because you can't be disciplined if somebody just assigns you all your weaknesses. Because you'll be miserable.
Yeah.
So, for example, like, that's why I put in my Driven Challenge. I was thinking about everybody. Like, I'm not going to force everybody to be a bodybuilder and all that stuff. That's why I said dumbbells. And because we're at home, a lot of us are we can't go to the gym because of COVID stuff. And I'm not wearing the mask to work out at a gym. So dumbbells, or if you don't have your gym at home, body weight. You could do push-ups. You could do jumping jacks. You could do a lot of those things. But you have to do some body weight at least. And then go sprint. And if you don't want to sprint, I'm sprinting uphill and I'm crazy. But if you don't want to do that, do cardio for 30 minutes. Go for a 30-minute walk. A power walk, and you'll have that option. But if I force somebody that doesn't like weights and that kind of stuff, or they're bad at it, or they have a broken arm, like a bad arm, obviously it's not going to work out for them. So you got to know your weaknesses. Just like if I have maybe let's just say Jesus is a great graphic and web designer, and I have him doing video, and I'm like, he's like, oh yeah, I could do it, I could figure it out, and I'm like forcing him, like, yeah, you gotta do it. And then Tony is great at video, and I have him doing graphics just because I want him, no, just focus on graphics. Like, you gotta know sometimes, and as a leader, if you're running a company or a manager, like, find your people's strengths and have them work on those things, and then weaknesses where they're not doing great at thriving, maybe take that role away from them and give it to somebody else. And then that's how people are going to stay also more disciplined. Like, right? You're not going to put a borracho, you're not going to send them to the cantina to go hang out with your investor.
Yeah.
They're going to come back drunk.
That's extra temptation.
Yeah, temptations. You also got to watch out for those temptations. And what keeps you away from those temptations?
Ethics.
Your core values. Follow your core values. Like maybe Jomar's core values are being ethical. So if his friend's like, hey, Jomar, come on, vámonos al Live. And you already know, fuck, I'm going to go to Live. And
there's a lot of hot girls.
My friend, like, he has money. He's successful too. and he likes to do cocaine. And then he's going to get a table, get the best bottles. He's going to get all these girls, and then cocaine and temptation. Maybe it's better if I skip Liv
Yeah.
and maybe I'll meet him for lunch to talk business, because lunchtime it's going to be less of a temptation than going to live in the middle of the night in Miami. Question. One question and then we'll end this. Are we
Yeah.
good? Cool. Jomar. Hermano.
Brother, ¿todo bien?
Pasó.
¿Todo bien? ¿Y ustedes cómo están?
Sí, de maravilla.
Perfecto. Mira, I'm gonna switch to English just in case, so I want people to understand if they don't speak Spanish. I know, like, the first time I talked to you on the phone, when I met you, you told me that I gotta become a celebrity. Thinking on that, right? So I have people that I used to, like, for example, like smoke cigars with, and like another realtor, like, that I smoked a cigar one time, asked me to smoke a cigar like the other day. Like I'm trying to feel like for example, even the Chamber of Commerce, even the Rotary Club, like that's type of networking event that I used to go a lot. I started to feel like for example, I know 48 laws of power. There's one law that is just like, when you actually create some absence on groups, you increase your power. So I start feeling like in order for these people to value my time and see that I am not as accessible and increase my value, I have to kind of like step back just from hanging out with them just like that. Like, I'm not gonna spend 3 hours with you and smoke a cigar. And if you're not a freaking multimillionaire, you know, if I have nothing to learn from you, just because we're gonna sit down and chill, or because I'm gonna go to a networking event and shake hands with the same people I see every freaking week. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, do you agree with just stepping away from that will actually increase a scarcity on your presence? And like, so that way, you know, man, if you wanna spend some time with me, and you know, you're with me 15 minutes on a phone call, you're gonna value every single second, because you know I'm not an easy person to hang out with. Do you agree with that?
Oh, 100%. But I think what you need to do is you need to alternate. Like, I'm not gonna be with like Brad Lee every single day doing the same things. I'm gonna be with Brad, you know, like a weekend, and then I kind of like not see him for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and he misses me, and then he calls me. He's like, "Hey, Albert," and he's excited to call me. But I'm gonna go from Brad, and I'm gonna be with Roman and Rob. We're gonna go somewhere, and then I'm gonna go with the billionaire. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, well now, let me fly out to Andy Frisilla. Let me see if he's available, and let me go over there. So, and then you're gonna get introduced to new people. So you want to expand and blow up. So you got to meet more new faces, powerful people, and definitely not hanging around with the same crowd every single weekend, because there's no more value there. Like but then again, maybe next month or maybe the following in 2 months, you hang out with them again, but you need to be looking for another $1 million or maybe $1 billion relationship.
Exactly. So rotating, but also looking into that $1 million, $1 billion networks, not on these networks that everybody's at, like chambers of commerce and Rotary clubs, etc. Just being, rotate, but with big networks of people, like you said, $1 million, $1 billion, you know, that kind of people.
Put yourself in the right environment. I mean, most people just hang out with people to not be alone, and it makes no sense. It's like, you might as well be by yourself, working on your goals, dreams, self-improvement, right? Because que flojera, imagine.
And then something that I learned from Bobby, but I do it like without even thinking about, oh, Bobby told me this. And I think I did it even before Bobby. Like when I like with Rob, Roman, Brad, Patrick, or people like that, I never call them, and they never call me to be like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? How's the family? Awesome. Oh, man, how do you feel? How's business? Like, what I notice that I do and they do, they call me, and they're like, hey, bro, I have this connection, and we're going to go this Friday at 8 p.m. They want to have dinner. There's this big opportunity to do this, and this. or then they'll call me and like, Albert, they don't even ask me how are you. They're like or me neither.
Yeah.
They're like, hey bro, can you show up to my party next weekend? It's gonna be on Saturday. It starts at this time. You can sleep over at my house. I think I can. Yeah. You know what? Let me run it by Melissa. But I'm pretty sure I can. Cool. And it's just like that. It's just right into it. Mm-hmm. And then when we meet in person, we have a blast. We have drinks. We hang out. But like it's just like straight to it. Like we don't really miss time. And Bobby, the same thing. He calls me, like, "Hi, Albert." Blah blah blah. He just jumps into it, and it's like you're just talking, and then you just.
Well, because they're busy, we're busy, everybody's busy, and if you're not busy, then you need to get busy. You know, if you're always available for random calls from random, people that you probably don't even want to talk to because we feel bad. The minute I stopped doing that is literally when everything started to change, because you take that dead weight off and then you could keep growing. But if you keep trying to hold on to everything and everyone and what everybody thinks, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. When you're super busy, you don't even have time to be like, oh shit, did I say that right? Was this good? Was that bad? Is this a good idea? Is that a bad idea? You just have to trust yourself and go all in. Like, just go do the things you said you were going to do and be a good person, and then just good things just happen. But work ethic you cannot replace that. And honestly, like, people just don't. A lot of people don't have it. They don't have a hard work ethic, and they stop way before they're done. And I'm like, oh, you're going to do it tomorrow? But what about tomorrow? You have all these other things that you have to do tomorrow. So why not just do it today?
And I'm also not saying like that they or me never say, hey, Patrick, how's your family doing? And he's like, amazing, very good. How's yours? Great. And then boom. But there's some people that like to call and they want you to ask him, how are you doing? How do you feel? Tap in the back, tap in the shoulder. Yeah, well, how are you? And and then did you hear what happened with this person? It's just like you're already like 25 minutes into the conversation, and you haven't cut to the chase.
Yeah.
So like that's just, imagine how much time you lost, like on pointless stuff. Like, so you want to spend every minute on veggies, on important things. So one thing that I do is I never spend time with somebody that doesn't provide value to me. So I'm a little selfish. I never spend time with somebody that does not provide value to me, or somebody that I cannot provide value to them. Like, there's just no point. Why would I spend time with somebody that doesn't give me value? Or why would I spend time with somebody that I can give value? It just doesn't make any sense. That's just called wasting time.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. And it's sometimes hard to get ourselves to stop, taking the call you don't want to pick up, or talking to people you don't want to talk to, just to have someone to talk to, basically. And yeah, that's super, super. Are you drinking my water?
I love it. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. But yeah, is that it, Steph? Or do you want to say one other thing? And I always remind myself, this works really good for me. I kind of talk to myself and I'm like, Syl, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, I hold myself accountable. And for myself, like sometimes he'll say something like, oh, you got to work out to look good for me. And I told him, I'm like, look, if I work good, it's to look good for myself, not for you, and for you too, but mostly for me. Because if I'm not happy with myself, how am I going to be happy with him, for my kids? You have to take care of yourself, whatever works for you. We're all different. Some people can work out in the night. I can't. If I don't get my workout done in the morning, I will get into some random, it never ends. It's like work, kids, this, that. And I know myself. Like, I cannot force myself right now. I could, but I'm not gonna, because I had to work out in the morning, to jump on that treadmill. And I've done it in the past. I'm like, hey, especially when I didn't have kids, I'm like, hey, you decided not to work out in the morning. And sometimes I have to. See, but that's what he's talking about, your non-negotiables. If I got to get up, jump in the shower, get out of here as soon as my nanny gets here, like, which is lately like 8:30, which is already super late. But it is what it is. Like, you just get it done. You pivot. And I'll just get up, jump in the shower. And honestly, I don't like showering unless I'm like sweaty, but I have to shower to start my day. That's just how I am. And I take off, and then guess what? There's a workout pending that didn't get done. What do most, I would say 97% of the world, like 98% of the world do? I'll just do it tomorrow. But like you already missed your workout, and you said you were going to come back home and work out, but it was more interesting to go hang out with people and have drinks that probably aren't giving you any value. Now, if it's like your next deal, there's priorities, of course. And if you just have good food throughout the day, then you're okay, because a lot of it is nutrition. You know, being healthy is so important. I'm not saying you have to be a fitness model or whatever. Like, you have to feel good. And if you feel good, you're going to perform better. When I feel good, I'm like, damn, I look good in this dress. Like, I just feel way better all day. You know, and that's why every day I dress up. I'm probably always overdressed. I don't care. I feel good. I look good. I meet a lot of people. I'm super friendly. And like, I don't want to look like crap. And I'm happy when I look good. And I always look good because I take the extra effort. I'm not saying I'm the most beautiful girl, but I brush my hair. I dress up. I put my shoes on. And I'm always ready for whatever. You know, but non-negotiables. Like, if you say you're going to do it, do it.
Like, one of her non-negotiables is wearing heels everywhere.
Well, I love my heels. Chanclas hurt my feet. They do. Like, I have to do it.
So
sometimes.
non-negotiables. But you wear your heels to the gym sometimes.
The tennies with the heel. I used to. I don't have any left.
So like that's. I mean, that's one of her non-negotiables. So non-negotiables are also a big part of you being disciplined. Like, you're no matter what, I'm gonna do this. No matter what, I'm gonna do this. So non-negotiables never stop your non-negotiables, because the moment you do, that's going to stop you.
Becomes a habit.
And one thing that I do is carry this driven notebook, and I always take notes on my phone too. But this driven notebook, I'll write down, like, from the moment I wake up, I'm writing down this. Like, this is my notes for today. Wait, so I'm writing down this note, this note, this note, this note, this note, this note, this note. It's many notes. And then I check off the things that I complete. Mm-hmm. And then the things that I don't complete, and I always go straight to the most important ones, to the veggies.
Mm-hmm. The veggies.
Because veggies are things that don't taste good, but provide you the best results, the best value. You get the best value back. If you do your taxes, then that's a veggie. That's important. You're not gonna get into problems. You're gonna grow. If you don't have sex with your wife,
your wife is gonna go with someone else.
She's gonna go with someone else.
I'm just saying, based on couples.
So veggies very important, and then you just check them, and then whatever you don't get done, you move it to the next day.
Yeah.
And then
I'm big on that because I've done it my whole life, and I always get everything done. I don't forget things, no matter how little they are. And if I, for some reason, didn't write it down, more than likely I'm going to forget it, because it's just too many things to remember. And life and the day throws all kinds of things at you. There's to-do lists, there's goals. It's different. So it's important also to know the right information. You know, health is, I see the biggest issue in this world is people being healthy. And a lot of the times we don't take the time to be like, oh, well, it says healthy, low fat. But then you look at the back and you're like, man, this isn't even healthy once you learn the facts. But it's your responsibility to get the information you need, not just rely on what you're being told. So. And
when you write things down, like sometimes I'll take notes and then I'll just crumble the paper or the notebook and throw it away. But when you write things down, you retain information at least 7 times more.
Yeah.
So I've personally never met a billionaire or somebody worth 100 million plus that doesn't carry a notebook and takes notes. Like every just look at people, and they always, successful people, they take notes.
Yeah, they do.
And it's very, very important. If you don't take notes, then that's why you're not as successful as you could be.
Yep.
So thank you guys.
Are we done?
We'll be back for next Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then if we missed some questions, we missed something, just send us a message, send me a DM, contact Steph, and we'll stay tuned.
And really quickly, guys, remember, your dreams and goals don't care how you feel. Because a lot of the times we have to do things we don't want to do to get to the places we do want to get to. And that's super, 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 super. I cannot stress that enough, because I have done things I don't want to my whole life, but because I had to. And you have to know that the good comes with the bad, and you're not going to love absolutely everything you do, but you have to do those things to get to where you're going, which is the ultimate goal. And that's it. Love you guys. Mwah.
You guys, and if you like this, if you like the information, the content, make sure to subscribe. And we'll see you here. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you.